You know, there are scientific studies that have shown that gratitude makes you happy. I'm just going to read something for you. It says here, and this is an article that I found on the website of Harvard University, and they talk about positive psychology research that shows that gratitude, listen to this, gratitude is strongly and consistently associated with greater happiness. Now, this is secular information. God has wired us and programmed us in such a way that when we express gratitude, we become happier. Even people who are not believers, when they are grateful to other people, it increases their happiness. Isn't that amazing? How much more when you express thanksgiving to God? How much more will that cause you to overflow with joy and with thanksgiving? They say here that gratitude helps people feel more positive emotions, relish good experiences, improve their health. Listen to that. Deal with adversity and build strong relationships. Now, if gratitude towards people would build strong relationships with people, imagine what gratitude towards God would do for your relationship with God. Now, there is more. There is more. It says here there was an experiment carried out, and there was one group was asked to write their daily irritations or things that displeased them, and another group wrote about events that they were grateful for. And then there was another group. And what they found out was that the group that wrote about their daily irritations ended up being extremely miserable. And the group that wrote about what they were happy about, this went on for 10 weeks. Let me read this. Those who wrote about gratitude were more optimistic and felt better about their lives. Surprisingly, they also exercised more and had fewer visits to physicians than those who focused on sources of aggravation. Do you see that? Gratitude not only makes you happy, makes you joyful, gives you peace, but it also improves your health. Isn't that amazing? Makes you more positive about life. But you know, there was something else that they found out in one other study that is quoted here. And that takes us back to what we looked at in, I believe, the previous episode, when we talked about the fact that we need to develop a grateful heart. It's not about simply saying thank you, because people can say thank you without being grateful. They say it because it's convention and it's expected of them, but they're not truly grateful. So we need to develop true gratitude in our hearts towards God, and not simply mouth thanksgiving because we're in church and we're saying, we are saying thank you, Jesus, and everybody said thank you, my Lord, but we don't really feel grateful towards him. And so that is very important, because listen to this, the results of this study. So it says that one study found that middle-aged divorced women who kept gratitude journals, which is to express their gratitude, were no more satisfied with their lives than those who did not. Okay, another study found that children and adolescents who wrote and delivered a thank you letter to someone who had made a difference in their lives may have made the other person happier, but it did not improve their own well-being. And the conclusion is that gratitude is an attainment associated with emotional maturity. Now, what they call emotional maturity, I call a grateful heart. That it's not just about saying thank you. Those young people were polite and they went to say thank you to people who had made a difference to their lives, but they were not any happier because they were not necessarily grateful. They just said thank you. These middle-aged women who were divorced used gratitude journals, but they were not necessarily grateful for anything. They were probably just complaining about their lives and how many years they had wasted married to this wretched individual, and how maybe their children are not talking to them. I mean, all kinds of things that happen to people, and looking at their friends who were still married and who were living in nice homes, and maybe they had had a drop in income. All kinds of nasty things may happen to people when they get divorced in middle age, and they may have those things in their hearts. So even though they have gratitude journals, they're not really grateful. They're full of recrimination about the evil that was done to them. So you see, gratitude is what we're talking about here, not simply saying thank you.